Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shengoku Dynasty. So, I've already done a live stream of this, and you can go watch that on the channel, put a little link down below, and you can go check that out. Basically, we played through the game, through the... I'm not going to spoil it. Basically, the start of this game. So, we're starting a little series on it, and I'm going to hopefully show you guys a few tips and tricks that I learned through the live stream to get everything sorted. So, you've started on the beach. First thing you want to do is turn around and just collect anything that you can find out of these boxes in the ruins of your shipwreck. Pick up stones where you can. You're going to need them, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be crafting a few things that are going to be going to help you at the very start. So what we're just going to do is quickly pick up some of this stuff here. There should be some, yep, some fish right there. What we'll do is we'll go down here as well, have a little nosy, see if there's any little hidden gems here and there. Doesn't seem to be any hidden gems down here. We have some sticks, we have some stones, and we have some firewood. We've got some water, and we've got some raw fish, and we've also got some sake. I really like lychee sake. That's just my personal preference. Anyway, right click, and you can start making yourself tools. What we'll do is we'll make a stone axe and a stone knife just to begin with. Middle mouse button, you can actually assign, or you can actually see your slots, but you assign it from pressing your tab button and then going straight into your sew. What we're going to do is we're going to run over here, pick up some more sticks, and hopefully pick up some more stones as well. We're also going to cut down a few trees. This tree right here, don't be inclined to cut it down, because what you will get is sticks. What you want is logs. Very early game, you want to get yourself a whole bunch of wood. But what we're going to do is just going to cut it down. As you can see, we're only getting sticks, and we've got some firewood as well. But eventually in time, you will be able to get this stuff, no problem. You won't have to cut down small trees. You'll be cutting down big trees to provide logs. And that's where our first resource comes into play. We need a lot, and I mean a lot of logs. Keep hitting the tree until it shatters into pieces. There's 3 big logs. There's a whole bunch of stones right there. Nothing over there. One thing that you can do here is use a shovel to get the log, or use an axe to get sticks. I'm just going to get some sticks. Lots of sticks early game as well is pretty good, because what my objectives are for the first episode is to try and get a home and some storage. Basically a storehouse, essentially. So, a house shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, we just picked up a small echo, which is essentially just an ore. Is it an ore, or is this a weapon? It's a bludgeoning weapon. Okay, good. That will come in handy. So just put that into slot 7. And it is literally just an ore. It is literally just an ore. Right. Go around here, pick up a few more wee things, wee bits and bobs. I'm just holding E as I walk along, and he's picking up the stones. Grab all these bushes. Now, there are missions in this game. There are quests and stuff like that help you progress and obviously level up your dynasty. But for right now, I just want to do some collecting. I just want to collect as much things as possible. And the next thing I'm going to do is a pickaxe. After that, an adze. And after that, a hammer. I'm just going to quickly assign those to my hotbar. So that into 5, that into 2, that into 3, and we'll move that down 1. Is there anything I am missing? I've got an axe, I've got that. Ah, a yari. Which is essentially just a wooden spear. So I'll move all these down 1, because I like to have my my weapons in slot 1, between slot 1s and 3. So there we go. We have a yari. And you hold Alt to block / parry. You can use Control to dash, depending on which way you're obviously facing. When you go, when you essentially go to fight someone, your character kind of locks to them. It kind of locks on them, and you can kind of dash around them. Anyway. Let's get some more resources. As I said, very early game, we want to fill up your inventory as much as possible. Things like sticks, things like all these stones right here, feel inclined to pick them up. You can gather them from, big stone deposits and stuff like that. But you might want to pick up the early game ones, especially out of this kind of starting area. And right there is a hare. Now, these are gobble plants. Gobble plants you can use to cook. You can cook them, you can turn them into a meal. And there's our first objective. Talk to Akko, which is essentially our wife. Now, there's a whole bunch of grass here as well, and you can see it's harvest by hand or with a kama. A kama is essentially a sickle. I learned that on my live stream, funnily enough. So, I want to pick up all this grass because it will come in handy, because grass is part of the roof construction of just about all the buildings, just about every single one of them. You need to use some grass to kind of line it, kind of thatch it up a wee bit. A few more stones right here. Aku is right here. We'll just have to go over and talk to her. What I am going to do, just to speed this up, is essentially click through all the talking prompts and stuff like that, because I've already been through it. But you can take it slow and do it at your own pace. So, yep, you're alive, and we're just going to rapid through that. She's asked us to build a campfire. So let me just go through that again. Right click, basic structures, left click on the campfire, place the blueprint down, and just hold in left mouse button. Start building yourself a campfire. Campfire built. And what we can do right now is we can actually cook up that gobbo. And what we can do is we can just eat that. There we go. Excellent. Right, just need to talk to her a wee bit more. This next part requires us to go to the closest village, which is I can't remember its name. I butcher the names a wee bit, which is a wee bit unfortunate. But before we do that, before we go over and do that, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go collect some stuff. There's more gobble plants. Pick these up. These are good for cooking. Obviously, when we start our village, we're going to need a lot of food. You will eventually go from like 2 or 3 settlers to 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. I don't even know how many you can get. The most that I've got so far, and this was on the live stream, was, I think it was 6. 6 or 7. Now, pay attention to that yellow text on screen. See when you see that wineberry bush, unripe fruit? It means it's not ripe. You can pick it, But what will happen is, you'll get this. You can eat that, but it's not as sustainable, it's not as satiating as a ripe berry. We are currently in, I think we're in spring? I think we're in spring. Yeah, we're in spring. So those will only be harvestable in summer. So we just have to wait one season over. Again, collecting all of these bushes, or most of these bushes. I won't stay in one place for too long and collect all these bushes. I have to keep moving, obviously, and get the quests done. There are also these cairns up here. I don't think these are for anything. I think these are just for kind of display purpose, to kind of like make it fancy. There's exactly what I was looking for. Birds' nests. For every nest, you get between 4 and 5. I think it's 4 and 5 eggs. There's 5 eggs. Eggs are really good. You can actually cook the eggs up, and it's a really good meal. Obviously, collecting the nest itself, you can also get sticks. There's a few more nests over here that I'm going to collect. Shrine restoration site. That's for a later date. Don't worry about these locations. In fact, it's better that you do discover them quite early game, like running around the place, kind of discovering things, because eventually you will have to make use of them. You'll have to like start like building all these kind of unique buildings. There's another. Another crow's nest. There we go. We've got 30 eggs in total, and there's also a couple of plants down here that I could probably grab as well. So, there is fall damage in this game. Your character will take a good chunk of health off if they fall from a decent height. Just be very careful of that. There is vaulting in the game. There is kind of scaling as well. We can just demonstrate it here. There we can scale up. Obviously, it needs to be in a half-decent location where you can just vault up like that. And then just drop down again. Now, how much space have I got? I've got plenty of space. What I can do is I can do a few more trees, cut down a few more of these trees, and the first thing that we're going to build, as I said, is a house. There we go. We'll also toggle the quest line for the closest village as well, so we can get some advancements. Some now I should also preface this by saying the quests do give you access to things that you wouldn't normally get access to. So doing the quests is quite an important thing. It's quite beneficial for you to do the quests, especially the mainline quests. You'll get specific items, you'll get access to different crafting recipes, you'll get access to different tools. Basically just things that will make your experience that bit better in this game. So, my recommendation, do the mainline quests. And do side quests as well if you want to get some extra kind of bonus points as well. This game also makes use of a skill system. Let me just show you the skill system, because I think I might have some points in it. So you go to Legend, and this is kind of your skill tree. I've got 1 point for Craftsman, the Way of the Craftsman. I've got Way of the Warrior, Way of the Monk, and Way of the Leader. Leadership basically kind of focuses on your dynasty, on your village, and the one that I would strongly urge you all to get early game, at least set 3 points into, is Effective Meals Distribution. Reduce the meals need consumption for your villagers. Basically, you're enforcing rationing. So this goes up to minus 30%, minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. I would strongly recommend going straight into this. Way of the Craftsman, I am going to go for Skillful Lumberjack. Your skill of your lumberjack improves. You tire slower when chopping wood. The stamina cost for using axes and adzes decreases. So that's really good. The other one that I would also recommend kind of unlocking as well is Skillful Miner and Constructor. Maybe 1 point in this, 2 points in this, and 1 point in that, just to kind of start with as well. Warrior, I would honestly go for Animal Trophy Hunter. The higher you get this, the better. When skinning a dead animal, you extract fur from it along with other resources like meat. Different animals will have different amounts of fur. You'll also get their bones or antlers depending on what kind of animal it is. So there you go, there's a few wee tips for you at the very start of the game. You've got a couple of points to put into your skill tree. Now, as you can see in the background there, you can kind of see the village. It is a burnt down village. Perfect. Perfect. We're full. We are full. We can start moving over there now. Right, I'll just collect this grass and we'll move on. Bamboo grass. A bit more bamboo grass and that grass. Cool. Put that axe away. Put that spear away. I don't want to look hostile. Obviously, there's an autosave feature as well. You can see that on the bottom right. Which is quite handy, by the way, because sometimes I found myself kind of not stuck, but Sosogi, that's what its name is. Not stuck, but kind of like, I kind of done that wrong and I need to go back and kind of understand what I did wrong. So we're going to be talking to this chap right here. Scavenger! Okay, so we're basically just going to ask for the ability to create a bell tower. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any space in my inventory, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick that up and drop that little stone, that whatchamacallit, that stone. And the best thing about this is, you can tear down these buildings. Don't worry about that, you can just make more. It is recommended as well, and I think a lot of people have said this, or a lot of, oh, where did I put that? Tell you what, we'll drop that. Harvest. Now, where did I put that axe? Where did that axe go? There we go. Perfect. Cut down these kind of burnt out houses. You'll get resources back for it, like, for example, the planks. Planks are quite useful. Early game, I wouldn't say they are that useful, but you're going to need them kind of like middle-late game. So maybe you will stock up on them. Maybe you should stock up on them. Okay, so he's instructed me to build a bell tower. Now, you do have the option to rebuild Sosogi, but you can rename it to your own village. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to build my bell tower close to the water. I do eventually want to make use of the resources that you can get from the sea. So we're going to go for basic structures. No, not basic structures. We're going to go for village structures. And there's a bell tower right there. Place that right there. And all those materials that we gathered early game. Perfect. You can see it in the bottom left-hand side. And now, I want to build myself a house. Now, the good thing is I can get that axe back now. So we're going to build a house. So the housing features down here, bottom left. And we're going to build a small house. Just a little basic house. So start off with the logs. And then the flooring. And then we're going to go around building each individual wall. You can change the type of the wall. So you can change it to just a simple wall, a simple window, or a ramp entrance. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it as it is because there's no point footering about with it. At least in my opinion, there's no point footering about with it. I just like to leave it the way it is. Later on, I might do something different with the buildings. Maybe change the layout. Maybe change where specific inhabitants exit and enter the building. Or change something to make it more stylish. It's totally up to yourself. Totally up to yourself. But I'm just going to quickly finish this off. And you can see that kind of vignette going around my... You saw that, right? That kind of vignette. That is my stamina dropping below the... or almost getting to zero. Completely depleted, essentially. And that's what happens. That's the effect that comes up. One more wall. And then we've got some stairs here. Or some steps. And now, we just have to build the roof. Like I said, there's the grass, there's the sticks, and any type of log. Now, you're not technically finished yet. You need to kind of furnish the inside. And the first furnishings that you kind of get with the small building... Oh, don't worry about that. If you've got logs, you can make yourself a new hammer. The first furnishings you get is a hearth. And just a simple little bed. Just a simple, basic little bed made of straw and a couple of twigs. Well, it's made of grass, but visually it's sticks and straw. There we go. Perfect. Now, one little feature I want to show you is if you hold T on this, you can move the hearth. You can also move the sleeping bag. And what I am going to do right now is I'm actually going to add some more furniture here. And I'm going to add a bed. I'm going to add a second bed here. These little houses can hold 2 people. So having an extra bed, always beneficial. There we go. That's kind of close to that fire. I don't want them burning alive. That there. Oh, that's better. One sleeping here, one sleeping over there. Perfect. I'll just quickly pick that torch up. So there you go. You've got a little house built. The next thing that I want to build now is a storage house. Or essentially just a storehouse. It is a storage building, general storage. And we're going to build it right next to that. In fact, I'm going to put a little space between it. Just like that. Before we even start constructing it, we're going to go gather some more logs. Because I'm looking a little bit fresh out of logs right now. So let's go and deal with that problem first. Beneficial thing is Sosoge is right beside a half decent little forest. You can just cut to your heart's content over here. There we go, there's that vignette coming up. My stamina is completely depleted. You might have to gather around the trees as well, because sometimes what will happen is you'll see the item that you want to pick up and it won't kind of target it properly. So kind of harvest around the tree that you want to cut down. And then cut it down. That way it saves you kind of like, I can't reach that, or you can just grab them there like that. I like to grab them in there. It's kind of funny. Right, how much space have I got left? I've got... That's 1 tree, that's 2 trees. So we can do 2 trees worth right here. Or maybe just 1. These are large pines right now. We've also got another Way of the Craftsman. Yep, this is essentially... Yep, I don't think we need to do any more cutting of logs. I think we're good now. Yeah, we're good. Let's get that hammer out. I like that the way the blueprints actually kind of pop up. They don't cost anything to build, which is really good. Having it so the blueprints don't actually cost anything is really beneficial because you can plan out your village completely. So what I'm going to do with my village is I'm going to do it in like little streets. So there'll be like a street with maybe 50-50 on production buildings, maybe one that's just fully all homes, one that might have something tethered to it, like a farm or some sort of woodcutting area. Something along those lines. Something to make it look, you know, a little bit authentic. I can drink that water, and that'll replenish my stamina quickly. Right, so what that is, that's what I can't speak today. What that's essentially saying is you're in the way of the blueprint. So if you get that collision error, you're in the blueprint. Step back or step to the side of it and then start hitting it again. And it should be okay. We're going to need to get another hammer fairly soon, because if you look at the bottom right, you can see that kind of meter. It's blacked out. There's only a little bit of white left in it. We might actually have to get one here. Yeah, this is gonna break. Luckily for us, we have 3 logs left over, which means using 1 for the hammer, we've got 2 left for the roof. We will probably need to go cut down 1 more tree though, because this is going to give us access to a storage device. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut down one tree. Just a singular tree. Now, if you cut down those trees, you will not get logs. You will get sticks and charcoal. Charcoal, later on in the game, very, very useful. Early game, nah, you don't collect it. I mean, collect it if you want. I'm just saying, there's no point collecting it, because you don't really make use of it. Not until later on, at least. Also, see those straw bales right there to my right? You can kind of see them in this field. Pick them up. Pick all of these up. I think you get 105 straw from this little bit right here alone. Yep, 105 straw. Let's quickly get that. And run back here. Eventually I will clear away all of these burnt out homes. And I'll replace them with things like essentially just like my home here in this storage facility. There we go. Dynasty unlocked. We've now got access to a workshop and a forager's hut. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all of this stuff, all the straw and stuff in there. I'm not going to put any of the food in there. So planks, any sort of additional tools, I'm going to be putting in there as well. I will keep a little stack of sticks on me though. A little 50 stack of sticks. Because what that'll give me is the ability to craft more tools. Which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to craft 1 more of them. If you press F, you can craft multiple. Do 2 of those. And we want to craft 2 of these. What this will do is benefit your little civvies that are going to be living here. They will eventually, when they do specific tasks, will need tools made for them. So it's quite beneficial that you do get some tools built early on. What I'm looking for now is some more stones. The stones just darted around the map, or darted around this kind of starting area. There's also areas over here. That's a big stone deposit right there. What I could do is I could just do this. There we go, we got 3+ stone, which is pretty good. What we're going to do now is we're going to make 2 of these pickaxes. And we're going to get back to mining this one right here. as you can see, watch my stamina, by the way. This is why you need to put a level into experienced miner. Did you see how much stamina that took just for 2 swings? There's 1 swing, there's 2 swings, 3 swings, 4 swings, and my stamina is completely depleted. So, kinda beneficial that you get this stuff sorted out. Which is what we're going to do right now. 1 into that, and 1 back into that. We want to go to Way of the Leader, we want to go to Distribution. Put 2 points into that early on. Nothing in Warrior, nothing in Monk. Right. So we've got level 2, or 2 levels into our Lumberjack skill, 1 skill into our mining skill. So we're getting all the kind of basic stuff out the road. Let's get the basic stuff out the road. And we've actually almost completed the in fact we have completed the storehouse. So the objectives of today are complete. Our objectives are complete. We don't have to worry about anything anymore. The next episode, however, we're going to work on getting possibly a forager's hut and eventually a lumberjack's hut or a carpenter's workshop. What that will provide us is more wood, and it will also provide us with an income of like kind of raw materials, sticks, stones, grass, as well as basic food items like wineberry or mushrooms or things like that. Right, now that we've got the storehouse complete and now that we've got our house complete, let's assign ourselves to our house. So go to Dynasty, go to Population, that's me right there. I'm currently homeless. I'm going to assign myself to a small house with an empty sleeping mat. And now I live here. Let's talk to this chap and see what he has to say. So, let me just, too long didn't read all of this. We have 4 objectives really. We have an objective to get Akko, our wife. We have an objective over here to heal an old man. We have an objective over here to do a spiritual ritual at a shrine. And we've also got a hunting quest over here. You can also see from this map legend that there's things that you can kind of unlock. Liberation benefits. Villager resources is copper ore. Recipe unlocks the adze, hammer, knife, axe, kama, and pickaxe for the bronze stuff. The conditions: construct the Sosogi small bridge, defeat the looter leader, and defeat 5 looters. The threat level is very low. This is your starting area. So this is where we're going to be playing most of the time. And here is essentially a special project. So this right here is a watchtower. And there's a shrine location, and it's closer to Sosogi. So this might be one of our projects to work on. And this right here, this is actually the bridge connecting the Sosogi region to the Injiro Rebels region. And the rest of the map, obviously. So this is kind of the end goal. Well, not the end goal, it's one of our main goals. But it's not one of our main goals today. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the first episode of Shengoku Dynasty. We have a home, we have a storage facility, and we have quests to do in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up on the video. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you guys trying out Shengoku Dynasty? Have you tried Medieval Dynasty? What are your opinions of this game? Tell me in the comments below. That as well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stick around the channel a little bit longer and consider subscribing, ring the little bell, you stay up to date with videos just like this, as well as a Sunday night live stream which starts between 6 and 7 PM UK. We go for about 3-4 hours and playing a variety of games, including some Warhammer 40k painting. Thank you all for watching today on Shengoku Dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Mr. Feudal from Feudal Japan. I'll see you all another time. Want to support the channel like these awesome people on the left? Consider joining. Also, consider subscribing if you want to see more videos just like this. Thank you again for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I've been Mr. Feudal. I'll see you all another time.